When I was 17 years old, I decided to get on a horse, and it bucked me off. And I landed flat on my back. I went to get up, but I couldn't. The doctors told me that I had broke my lower back and that I needed to have a fusion. I've had 3 surgeries. The first 2 surgeries, I broke 2 screws after each one. One of the screws, they actually had to leave half of it in because they could not get it out of the bone. Now I have 8.5 screws in my lower back. Since this last surgery, the screws have started to back out of the bone. You can actually see the screws pushing up against the skin. Anytime I bump into anything, it hurts. Some of the things that cause pain are walking too much, bending, laying down too long, cooking dinner hurts. It affects every aspect of my life. I can't play with my daughter. You know, she'll look up at me and she'll say, "Mommy, chase me," or "Mommy, pick me up," and I can't do that. It hurts really bad, because she's my angel. One of my biggest fears is if this doesn't get fixed, I'll be only 40 and in a wheelchair, and my daughter deserves better.
We invited orthopedic spine surgeon Dr. Paul Jeffers to be here today. Please welcome him as well as Stephanie to the show. You know, it's interesting, Stephanie, we just met you when you came out here on stage before that video, and you are bright, vivacious. You energized us. But having said that, there are certain things, Dr. Jeffers, when you talk about back pain, usually we're talking about, okay, you strain a muscle, give it some rest. But in a case like this, it's very complicated because 3 surgeries at the age of 25, you got screws backing out. What do you do with someone like Stephanie, or what do you think about? Because she doesn't want to spend the rest of her life in pain.
Stephanie's case is unique. She had a traumatic injury to her spine. And when you think about the spinal column, it really serves 2 important functions. Number 1, it provides stability for our body so that we can move and function. And number 2, it protects the spinal cord and the nerves. And so Stephanie's injury disrupted both of those functions. She had instability of her spine as a result of the fracture, and the bones were then pressing on the nerves, causing symptoms in the legs.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think we have a video that shows basically what surgery she had. So with this type of surgery, the surgeon generally, first of all, will take pressure off the nerves in the spinal cord. So you can see in the video how the bones are pressing on the nerves in the spinal cord. And so the first part of the surgery is called a laminectomy, which is basically where the surgeon opens the spinal canal, removes bone, and takes pressure off the nerves. The second step of the surgery is to stabilize those bones, and that's done by performing a fusion. And a fusion is where you essentially join 2 bones together that grow together and become one. So the surgeon puts in bone graft as well as these titanium screws and rods. So I've brought this spinal model, and so this is an acrylic model so that you can actually see where the screws go in, but the screws are inserted from the back and they're connected by rods. Now, in Stephanie's case, she may have had a situation where the spinal fusion did not heal correctly. As a result of that, what can happen is that the screws and rods can loosen and they can start to protrude, as in Stephanie's case, they're now protruding through the skin.
This is a scenario where, you know, Dr. Jeffers, if you're in this situation, you've had surgery, and you notice, for instance, the screws backing out, you really can't ignore it, right? Isn't this just a situation where Stephanie needs treatment? Right. If not, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse.
Right. This is one of those things, you know, just taking some anti-inflammatories and resting is not going to fix something like this.
And Stephanie, I noticed that you haven't been to the doctor in 4 years. Do you feel like you've just kind of given up after 3 surgeries, all this pain?
It's been pretty rough. I've kind of just thought I was going to be like this the rest of my life.
But the good news is that there are individuals, orthopedic spine surgeons like Dr. Jeffers, who actually lives near you. And he has offered to take on your case to give you the help that you need. So he's going to do a full evaluation and figure out exactly what's going on, because obviously right now it's conjecture, but also our friends at Inglewood Imaging Center, they're going to provide all of your diagnostic testing, MRIs, CT scans, x-rays, whatever you need. Hey, I'm Dr. Travis Stork. Press here to subscribe to the doctor's YouTube channel and press here to help reduce tension.